Deputy Vice-Chancellor, members of the Executive, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, it is my absolute pleasure and a true honour, and I mean that, to be here this morning to celebrate all of you who are graduating from Glasgow Caledonian University, a place that holds a special place in my heart. Now, a graduation ceremony is always a momentous occasion, but I think today, in particular, there's an added layer of celebration because I know for many of you it's been long awaited due to COVID. Yes, you thought you had got out of wearing these robes, but oh no, you too will have that lovely photo opportunity clutching your scroll that will haunt you for the rest of your life as it lingers on your parent or family member's mantelpiece for all to see. They will be so proud. You'll be mildly mortified, but in all seriousness, you shouldn't be, because this is a huge moment worth marking. You've done it. The studying, the sleepless nights, the exams, the constant refreshing of word count when writing your essays to see if you've reached that elusive 10,000 words, the panicking over that pile of overdue library books taunting you from the corner of your room, the dissertation brain fog. All of it, it's done and dusted. University, you've completed it, with an added layer, though, of missing out on face-to-face lectures and interaction with friends. Graduating is always an achievement, but I truly believe that you all here today deserve an extra added pat on the back. So now, it's time to go forth and find your spark, the thing that really makes you tick. I know many of you are already working, so will have done or be doing that, but I really believe there's a moment inside of all of us where we go, this is me. This is what I was meant to do. This is my spark. Well, my own spark was ignited during my time at Caledonian University. And when I was asked to deliver the speech here today, it got me thinking about all those years at that building just across the road. I graduated around 20 years ago, which makes me feel really, really old, so we'll gloss over that. But I had a 2-1 in communication and mass media. I remember my first day on the course when you've got no clue what you're doing or where you're going or what to expect. I sat next to a girl called Pamela, and she immediately asked me if I wanted to go out that night to Freshers' Week, and I knew I'd found a friend for life. Many study days that turned into party nights later, and she was my bridesmaid 5 years ago and remains one of my closest friends to this day. I got Pam and I got other friends out of my time at university, but what else did I get? Well, experience and knowledge that I honestly still use to this very day. My course gave me my first taste of what it was like to make a documentary. The storyboarding and the ruthless edits required to tell a story in a set duration, which I use almost daily in my job as a reporter at STV News now. It taught me about deadlines and working under pressure, sourcing material, delivering presentations, which again stood me in good stead for my job, where I speak often live to the nation. Do you know what? Speaking live on a TV camera is actually far less nerve-wracking than speaking to you all here today. And why is that? Well, if I say something on TV, or I make a faux pas, which is very rare, just don't Google my name because they'll all come up, it becomes old news very quickly. I'll be a meme at most. This though, this I really hope is a day you will never forget, wherever your career takes you, so I want to ensure it's memorable for all the right reasons. My own graduation day was memorable for a number of reasons. Firstly, on the morning of graduation, my mum presented me with the greatest gift I have ever been given, a set of GHD hair straighteners. 20 years ago, they had just come out, and for someone with hair like Monica from Friends, if you know that iconic episode, the frizz bomb, that was me. So this was a life-changing moment. What a start to the day. I may hate those graduation pictures, but my goodness, I have the best, sleekest hair I've ever had in my life. The ceremony was great fun. Working out how to get the ropes to sit properly, which I'm clearly still struggling with to this day. praying I didn't fall when walking onto the stage, and spotting my proud mum and dad in the crowd, delighted that not only I was graduating, that I'd actually made the ceremony in time, because that was a miracle for me. Well, it was just something quite special. I also vividly remember going for my graduation dinner at a restaurant called La Fiorentina, then topping it all off with a night with my fellow graduating buddies at the institution that is the Glasgow Garage. It was a favourite spot throughout our university days. Please tell me it is just as grimy and sticky and stinky and fun as it was back then. I loved it, and I love that it still exists to this day. During my 4th year at uni, I managed to secure a week's work experience at STV, and this was the holy grail for a media student like me. For the first time, I got to see all I had been learning about in action, and I thought it was the coolest and most exciting place ever. I knew I wanted to work there and hoped it would happen. I just wasn't sure how. A few days after my graduation, when I had just about recovered from the garage hangover, I got a call from one of the bosses at STV to ask if I would be interested in a job as an assistant editor. I had not a clue what that was, but of course I screamed down the phone, "Yes, count me in!" So fast forward a few days, and there I was, walking through the office's infamous doors to become an assistant editor. I mean, that sounds glamorous. I was basically labelling tapes, making cups of tea, and putting captions and credits on programmes. But do you know what? I felt like the luckiest girl on the planet. The place I had longed to work, that I had spent 4 years studying for, in the hope that I would one day get a foot in the door. I was there, and I was loving it. I'd found my spark. And it's a spark that still burns inside me to this day, and one which I really hope shines when I am on TV, because it took me a while and so many different roles along the way to get there. But that assistant editor eventually became a TV reporter and presenter, so it was worth those thousands of cups of tea that I had to make. I hope my old lecturers who inspired me, the likes of Ian Mowat and Ken Garner, are proud. I will never take for granted that I get to get up every day and do a job that I truly love. I know not everyone is as lucky, but I honestly believe whatever you go on to do, your time at university will help you along the way. I have friends who have gone on to do completely different jobs to what they actually studied, and they still credit their university grounding with guiding them in life. I honestly hope that you find your spark, whatever, whenever, and wherever that may be, because once you do you know what? Life is good. There will be bumps along the way. My own have involved a cancer diagnosis at the age of 28, when I learned I had leukemia, which I still have to this day, and adversity when it came to starting a family as a result. But now I have the most adorable little girl who turned 3 yesterday. She was born thanks to a surrogate, and although it may not have been the path I imagined my life would take, I've found there's usually a way of working around even the darkest of times and coming out stronger at the other end. I imagine you are all the more stronger for getting your degree in unprecedented times, and it'll certainly be a story to tell when your grandkids are asking why there's a picture of you in a funny gown on the fireplace. As for your spark, well, at the risk of sounding like a cheesy quote you'd find on a cushion or a greeting card, it only takes one spark to light a fire inside of you. Once you do, it's really hard to put that out. Good luck in finding it. I truly hope your time at Caledonian University has ignited a passion and drive in you to go on and do something that makes you happy and brings you success. Congratulations, good luck, and don't forget to enjoy those celebrations tonight and beyond. You have certainly earned them. Thank you.